Good morning. I'm finishing up my 10-hour clock. I've got 9 hours and 35 minutes left. Well, into my sleeper, so I got about less than 25 minutes left before I can start my pre-trip and all that jazz. I'm sitting out here in Louisiana, heading back over to Florida. I got my inverter installed. I returned that 3,000 watt one to Harbor Freight, and as of this morning the money's back in my account. That was $280 and some odd change, and so now I got that money back in my account. So having this inverter on here has been interesting. I've had this other fridge plugged in. I made a Walmart run, bought a bunch of food. I put stuff in my bottom fridge that I showed you guys in one of the last videos. And then I turned the temperature down on that wolf box down to 15 degrees. I'm trying to get it down to the negative degrees, but it's hard to get the temperature to adjust on that thing. I don't know why it's being so difficult to respond to going down, but I did manage to get it down to 15 degrees. I'm trying to get it down lower than that, down into the negative temperatures, so it will keep things frozen. Because I checked last night after driving all day, and the stuff on the top that's right up against the door, because I have that thing packed, the stuff on the top is not frozen, but it's really, really cold, set at 15 degrees. So I don't know if it just needed more time. At 15 degrees, that should freeze stuff that's below freezing, but being that close to the top where it might not be getting as much of the cold, especially since there's not as much air, because I packed that sucker all in there. And if you watch the video that I'm going to upload next, it's going to be titled something along the lines of making space for in your fridge when you buy stuff to put in your fridge. So that's just basically about using Ziploc bags and taking everything out of the original packaging and putting them into Ziploc bags and getting all the air into the out of the bags and stuffing them then into your fridge, so they utilize more space by getting rid of the air pockets as much as possible, which is never going to be perfect, but the more air pockets you get out of stuff, the more you take things out of the original packages and put them into Ziploc bags, the more you will be able to utilize more space. And most of you all probably aren't going to have what I have, where you have a secondary fridge that you can use. So I've got a small fridge back here. I'll show you guys. Let me turn on the sleeper. All right. We got that thing on top. That is called a wolf box, and you can set the temperature on it. Right now it's set down to 15 degrees. My wife bought that for me on Amazon. It's called a wolf box, and you can set the temperature on it. It has been awesome. I've never had a fridge designed for a truck. That red light down there, that is the DC plug coming off of that. So I got stuff that I could probably force that stuff into the fridge, but that's stuff that doesn't really necessarily have to be refrigerated, so I'm kind of storing them there the best I can. But like the onion is heavier, it doesn't want to stay in place, it falls, so I gotta find, when I start driving, I gotta find a better place to stick it. But then I got this regular fridge like you would see in a dormitory, and now I'm able to use it. It's plugged into that power strip that you see right there, which is let me see if I can do this. Let me get up here. Plugged in here to this inverter, which is behind my seat. So let's see, yeah, right there. And I got my change here. But there's 2 plugs for me to plug into. When the truck does not run, when the truck doesn't run after a while, that thing beeps like, I don't know how to get that thing. I don't know why it does it, but it makes this whiny noise the whole time until I start the truck up again. And then once the truck is running for a few minutes, the buzzing goes away. But while the truck's off, the whining eventually starts about roughly about 5 to 15 minutes after I'm stopped. And I put the truck in opti-idle, and the truck has not been starting up at all, so it's not draining the batteries. But because the truck's not running, I'm guessing that there's not enough power being transferred to the inverter, maybe. I don't know how all this stuff works. So, but I'm just guessing. Let me put my glasses on. But I'm starting my keto diet as of yesterday-ish. So I'm also doing intermittent fasting, which means I'm only going to eat between the hours of 10 and 8 or 10 and 6. I haven't really decided what my cutoff is going to be for each night. And basically that means I'm only going to eat between 10 and 6. Anything I eat is only going to be in that window, and I'm not going to eat other times. And I have a few things that are carbs on the truck that I need to eat up, but I'm going to space those things out so they're not a major part of my diet. I did buy like some canned tomatillo or tamales, which that's carbs because all that whatever you call that flour that Mexicans use that has that grainy texture, I don't know what you call it, but they use it in tamales, and that's not going to be part of keto. The meat part of it and sauce is keto friendly, but it's probably still not healthy for you because it's a highly processed food. And I have these cherries that I bought from Walmart. They are not really keto, but I mean a little bit of stuff here and there. I don't know if I'm going to go as hard. I probably will eventually start being as hardcore as I was before. But I want to lose some weight, and I want to get off my blood pressure medicine, get my blood pressure under control, because I'm taking 15 milligrams every day. I'm taking a pill and a half of what is this? This thing's getting so worn. I don't even think you can read the label anymore. You can't even read the label on this anymore. I can't even remember what this is, but I'll take 2 pills out of this. Two pills. One of them goes in the pill splitter. You put it up in this little wedge here. Those of you that never used the pill splitter. Any of you that take medications or been around people with medications probably have seen these. But for any of you that haven't been around it, I'm going to show you, for those of you that don't know. So I'll show you something maybe you haven't seen before. But you put it up there. I don't want it to fall. Let's see, I'll stick it up there. It's not supposed to be stuck up that far. I'm just doing that so it won't fall. But you put it right up there. And I wonder if that'll work. But what you do is, it has this blade right here. It's like a razor blade. And you just and that cuts it in half. And then I'll usually leave a half a pill sitting in this thing for later. I only have to take this once a day. So a pill and a half, which is 15 milligrams. Until hopefully I can lose some weight and get off of this. I hate taking meds. Luckily this is the only medications I have to take. And you're not supposed to take it with coffee, but that's what I'm doing. Coffee's not real hot because it's been in my thermos all night. It is still pretty warm though. It's almost hot, but it's not like cold, so it's hot enough to not be nasty. I don't like cold coffee. I don't know how people get into wireless job in. Help me get a little more signal, hopefully. Don't know if it'll help, but we'll try it. Because apparently I'm not getting very good signal here. I can't tell that on my end. The only thing that lets me know that my signal might be crappy is if it has to go into reloading, which like it just did. So turn this thing on, let it load up, and here in a little bit I'll have a Wi-Fi signal, and I don't know if it'll be any better, but it's this T-Mobile Extreme thing. Got a short cord on it, so it gives me 100 gigs a month for Wi-Fi. And that's what I use to upload my videos that I do on my computer. So I got a video that I'm going to be working on later, and I don't think this place I'm going to is going to be open when I get there tonight. So when I get there tonight, I'll be able to work on that video and just wait for them to knock on my door in the morning. So I am definitely gonna be, I don't know, I might wait till morning to go there anyway. Go to the truck stop, get a shower, do my video, get some sleep, get up in the morning, go over there and be there at some point in the morning, or I'll just go park there, stop at a truck stop, use the bathroom as far as number 2, if you know what I mean, just to be sure that I won't have any emergency situations not being close to a bathroom. You know, if all you gotta do is pee, that's one thing, but if you gotta do number 2, that's a whole nother story. And I know how to take care of that on the truck, but I would prefer not to resort to taking a dump in a Walmart bag and having to wipe and then having to keep that on the truck until I find a trash somewhere. I don't like resorting to that on the truck. It's one thing to use pee bottles and stuff, but that's a whole nother level of having to resort to things. And I have had to do it a few times, but I try to not put myself into that situation if I don't have to. So always trying to park where I at least have a bathroom, and I have set the truck up so that the only thing I have to worry about is finding a place to park where I can at least have a toilet available At least. I at least try to park somewhere when I do my 10s or my 34s. 34s I prefer to take at a truck stop somewhere where I can go take showers, sit and relax, go in and get whatever. Now that I'm going to be on my keto diet, I'm not buying soda anymore. I'm off the soda. I haven't had a soda for a couple of days now. I've got one little thing of milk that I need to use up. I do got some of those little travel sized cereals but I don't really eat those very much. I really don't have much left in form of carbs on the truck other than there is a couple of cans of chow mein stuff that I need to eat up, so I'm gonna space those out over a long period of time, because you don't just go straight in hardcore keto like I did the first time I did it. 2 years back I did hardcore keto. I was about the size I am now, maybe a little bigger, and I dropped from dang near 240, and I think I'm around 230 right now, 220 to 230 right now. And some people don't think that that's bad, but it's overweight. That's what is overweight, and that's why part of the reason why I got high blood pressure. And last time I dropped down to 180 pounds on the keto diet, doing intermittent fasting and staying away from all forms of carbs as much as possible. And I did that hardcore. So, I don't think I did the title on this video. I mean, I have to make up a title when I stop this live feed. Anyway, but let's see, I got another just under 6 minutes left until I can start my drive time. And I'm not in a big rush because I know by the time I get there, this place is going to be closed. I don't think they work it as late as 10 o'clock at night. I'm going to be there sometime between 9 and 10 local time. My GPS says I'll be there at 8:47 EDT, but I have a I gotta stop for fuel somewhere, and I don't even have a designated fuel stop on this trip for some reason. So that leaves me open to stop wherever I want. So I will drive as far as I can, and I'm doing pretty good on fuel. So, doing awesome on fuel. So, anyway, here in a couple of minutes, I'll jump off here and start my pre-trip, and get my butt over to this Florida pallet. I've got a load of pallets on here that I picked up from that buskie in Houston. And then I'll head over to the Loves and look for a spot. That's a pretty nice Loves over there. So, I don't know. I got time to stop. There is a Hooters at Baton Rouge up the road that I was thinking about stopping at, but I might wait because I got plenty of food on the truck. I just haven't been to Hooters in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm trying to clean these old spits, I guess.
I bought all kinds of food. I got whitefish, I got a seafood medley, I got crawdads, steaks, pork chops, eggs. I bought some chicken livers and gizzards. I bought onions. I bought some red and green bell peppers and a large onion to be able to sorry, excuse me, sneezing because I need to blow my nose. Hold on a second. Better. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be taking off here and getting over there. I don't know where I'm gonna stop to fuel at yet. I'm free to stop at any Love's, TA, or Petro, and I stick to the Love's because I'm trying to drive my points up. I get free refills and free showers, and so if I'm pretty much gonna be stuck taking a 34, I'll wait till I get parked at a truck stop probably tomorrow morning and get a shower and cook something up. I may or may not do a video on whatever I'm cooking, because I'm doing those cooking videos, but I also need to do some more videos on other subjects. I need to get back into the more important subjects for truckers, and things to help new drivers and older drivers, because the generation of drivers that are getting started in this last few years aren't getting taught about things as well as we did when we started. They have the advantage that they don't have to worry about learning how to shift a truck. They've got to learn how to use an automatic in the mountains and all that stuff. They've got it a lot easier, but they're also not getting taught as much because these companies are letting drivers just pull over instead of chaining up when it's chaining season and the chain log goes up. If drivers don't want to chain, they're allowed to just pull over and call in to dispatch. Chain law's up, I don't know how to chain, because no one's being taught how to chain. And I have videos on this channel that show people how to chain, and they're not perfect, but my best video is an example how to chain up, where I do a voiceover over some videos I did. I did a video with my GoPro when I was at Alan Ritchie, chaining up, out going over Eisenhower, Johnson. Either that or it was over Vale. I can't remember which mountain it was. I think I went over both on that video, but you don't really see me driving, but you see me chaining and unchaining in that video. And that's my best video because I did everything right in that video. And in a couple of my other chaining videos, I got some really longish, like a 3-part video on the early parts of my channel. Like when this channel first started, if you go to some of the very beginning videos on my channel, I've got a 3-part chaining videos that are very long, and I didn't do everything right in there because I didn't make sure that all the hooks weren't facing against the tire, and I did a lot more stuff wrong in that video, just minor stuff, but you get that point in those videos. And the main thing is you need to learn how to put the chains on. Taking the chains off is no big deal. That is pretty self-explanatory. No one really needs to know how to get taught how to unchain. It's putting the chains on. And if I can ever get a hold of some chaining blocks or make a pair of my own, that guy's not gonna fit there. Got this guy with this long, like one of those trailers you'd put one of those blades for a wind turbine. That guy's not gonna fit much anywhere. He's about twice or more the size or length of a regular semi. Luckily, he's got lots of room right now. This place was packed when I showed up. You couldn't, I barely, someone actually left and I was able to get into this spot. And I was running out of time trying to find a spot to park here last night. For any of you that have been in this area in Louisiana, I'm at the Tiger truck stop by Grosse Tete, Iberville, Louisiana. This isn't showing me a mile marker right now because I'm not on the highway, but it's a big truck stop and it's pretty neat. That's where I bought this guy at, and I want to get one of the bigger ones, but this one was almost 30 bucks on its own. So bigger ones are like 50, 60 bucks. And I want to get one of those big ones that are about, this big and stick up here. But this is cool. I mean, that's all I really need, but I would like to have a bigger one. It's cool. And then eventually I'll put them in my office if I ever get off the road. And I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about trying to find a local line haul position at home so I can be home more to take care of things at home, because I'm not doing videos on my other channel, Jason's Creative Adventures, where I do artistic, creative things, where I do woodworking projects, do paintings, do sculptures, go do play in the outdoors, doing camping and practicing wilderness survival skills, where I haven't even scratched the surface of wilderness survival videos of making shelters and things like that. And that's stuff where I've got all this knowledge that I've accumulated from watching all these shows, that I have no real practical experience, and I want to get that practical experience, and I would like to spend more time out in the woods and take my kids out and teach them some of that stuff so they have skills. Pretty much it's going to be my oldest child, my soon to be 8-year-old. She'll be 8 in September. She'll be good to teach that stuff, but my stepdaughter, the oldest daughter, Diamond, she might she's never gonna participate in things like that unless she's out there in the woods with me. And my youngest, she's autistic as well. Diamond and my youngest, Gabrielle, are both autistic, and I don't know what my youngest is gonna grow up to be like, but I'm hoping she will have better decision-making skills when she is Diamond's age. Diamond is 24 years old, and hopefully she will have a little bit better decision-making skills. Diamond is capable, but she just has unrealistic expectations of the real world around her, put it that way. But that's the most I'm gonna say about that. Yeah, I should have my 10 in. Yeah, I'm 10 hours and 6 minutes in. I'm gonna jump off here, start my pre-trip, and I'm gonna get down the road, and I'm gonna drive for a while. And I have no idea where I'm gonna stop. I have no idea where I'm going to stop yet, but I got to wait a while to stop before I get fuel. I could stop up here in about 5-10 miles. There's a Love's that I was going to try to make it to last night, but due to construction zones and things, I wasn't able to make it the distance that I normally would have if under normal conditions. So I had some slow ups in construction zones and things like that. So I wasn't able to make it as far. But I still made it. Found a place to park. Then I want to get some coffee. I don't know. Sounds like I still got iced tea left over, so I'm good. I can drive for a few hours, several hours before I really need to stop. So I might just push it and try to drive, 7-8 hours before I stop, and go get unloaded and head to a truck stop to do a 34. But I don't think this place will be open, like I've said several times already in this video. I think this place is going to be closed when I get there. I'm going to try to go there and see if I can't get unloaded. And normally I'd be there, I would have another extra hour, but because I'm driving right now, I'm in Central Time where I'm sitting. But by the time I get all the way over there to Jacksonville, I will be on Eastern Time. So I will lose an hour driving over there. So it'll be an hour later once I'm not sure exactly where the time zone changes down here on I-10, where exactly that I cross over into the next time zone. I think it's somewhere over by usually they do it during over state lines mostly, but it's probably over about the time I pull into Florida, but it could be anywhere here in Louisiana to the beginning of the Florida Panhandle. So I've got to go through the lower Panhandle of Mississippi, and what's that other state? It is I forget. Alabama. I gotta go through the Mississippi and Alabama Panhandle, and I'm pretty much riding along the coastline there, but I don't see much of the ocean. I see some of it, like I go over a couple of big bridges down here. So those of you that aren't familiar, it's a beautiful area down here. First parts of Florida and stuff, if you can drive it during the daytime, it's cool. I mean, it's got some really pretty scenery down here that is really nice to see. And it's cool to be a truck driver and be able to see the country. Problem is, you don't get to get off the highway too much and actually go like what you could do if you were in a car traveling and you weren't on a schedule, and you could just drive around aimlessly on whatever roads you wanted to and go see stuff. You can't do that in a semi truck. You got to be very careful about where you choose to drive, because you can't just drive anywhere in a truck, because you don't know exactly where you can actually get to. You can look up on a map if highways and stuff are truck friendly, but the other thing you don't know, that motor carrier's road map is only really good for major interstates and highways and stuff. Once you get off the major interstates and major roads and you get off on those side roads, that road atlas isn't really that much of a help. You're reliant on GPS, Google Earth, Google Maps to find your way around, and it's kind of a crapshoot. And without customer directions to a place and things like that, or being able to trust your trucker's GPS, and truckers' GPSs are not perfect. Just, up in St. Louis, Missouri, one of my last trips up there, my trucker's GPS which is a Rand McNally 750. My Google Maps, my the co-pilot on this ELD here, this platform science, were all trying to make me turn down a road that, if you look down, right down the street, there was a sign saying low clearance of 11 or 12 foot something or other, probably a bridge. And the next road over was a road to an airport. It was called airport something or other, and they wanted me to turn on that, and it was very, very insistent on me turning at either one of those two streets to get down to where I was trying to deliver to. I had to go around to the other end of St. Louis to a different highway, come in from a different angle, and let everything recalculate and kind of take my chances coming in, and that got me in there. And once I left the place I delivered to, or picked up that, I think that's where I delivered to, once I did that, magically I was able to get right to the interstate a lot quicker on more appropriate roads, and didn't come in on, I came in on some really weird roads to get into that place. So anyways, I'm going to jump off here. My wife's calling, and I'm going to get on the road. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming by.